Welcome back to Junket Jam Live, the #1 show in America, at least in households with no one in them. TUNC by JESXDAV is a brand that truly encapsulates our special guest, Jes Davis's personal style. The eclectic, handmade, ready-to-wear collection can be described as punk, grunge, and alternative with a modern, chic edge. Let's welcome back actress, model, writer, and designer of TUNC by JESXDAV, Jes Davis. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Thank you.
Did you miss me?
I did.
We missed you.
For the 5 seconds.
For the 5
that
seconds
we had to be apart.
When we think of punk, we don't necessarily think of ready-to-wear couture, which is what your clothing, your pieces are anyway, right?
Yeah, I mean, couture kind of just happened because couture is it's not as accessible as ready-to-wear because it's a lot of handmade,
unique pieces,
custom, one-of-a-kind pieces. So that's why people describe it as couture, which I didn't think that my stuff was couture when I was first doing it.
Yes.
It was just shit I wore.
So, but now, what do you feel sets your garments apart from other designs that are just punk or are just high fashion?
I think mine is a meld of the two. It's a kind of a nice mesh of what it is to be grunge and punk, but also polished. Yes. You know, it's like I really want to design for the punks that want to be professional, but not shed their punk.
Why is it important for you to handcraft your garments rather than, you know, make a print and send it off to be manufactured somewhere?
Because there's currently nothing invented that will put safety pins and shit as a machine. The reason I went to safety pin work as opposed to like what people normally consider punk as studs is because safety pins to me are they're part of like the blue collar working class item.
Yes.
You know. And
an everyday item that we can find.
Right, and I wanted to bring a sophistication and a luxury feel to something that people don't automatically see as luxurious.
Yes.
I noticed that a lot of times, you know, fashion dips into different cultures. Yes. And sometimes it's done well, sometimes it's not, and then it just kind of waters down what that culture is. Yes. So I wanted to instill the fight and the aggression that punk and grunge and alternative is.
Now I want to talk about this piece you have here,
Yes.
Pop Anarchy.
This was my branching off into the more polished, sophisticated look.
But now you title it Pop Anarchy, which when you think of anarchy is like a challenge to authority.
Oh, I challenge authority constantly, on a daily basis.
But is that
Super
challenge
rebel.
to authority male authority?
I think it's...
Or just societal?
I think it's societal because you can have a woman be just as authoritative in an oppressive way as you can a man. Maybe not at the same level,
right, because
women are still fighting for equality, but anyone can oppress, anyone can be authoritative in a dictator, totalitarian way. And I'm opposed to that. My clothes are in opposition to mainstream and what you should be wearing, you know.
Handcrafted, full leather green jacket here.
Yes.
Beautiful work. Again, we have the pins here.
Yeah, so you can see. A lot of people like what I call this crosshatch. When you're painting or when you're doing, like, a lot of times people who do charcoal sketching, yes, crosshatch work is how they shade. But I took inspiration and did it with
Now there's
pins.
just so much to take in here, but I see that you have Catwoman, circa Michelle Pfeiffer, I guess 1992, and Batman Returns.
Yes.
Catwoman can be considered, you know, she's the anti-heroine, right? She often does the wrong thing for the right reasons. Right?
Yes.
So now in the back of the jacket,
yes,
we have this little skull.
We have our Dark Lord Satan.
Our Dark Lord and Savior Satan.
Yes, they're like my pets. I take care of them.
Now, in lots of cultures, obviously religion,
yes,
Satan is the personification of evil, right? It represents hostility,
yes,
destruction. What does this mean to you, though? Because I'd imagine it's just...
Hopefully this
You're
can...
really challenging people here.
I like to, like, what is life without challenge? People have a very skewed and oftentimes ignorant perception of what it means to be dark. And they lump darkness in with evil, just like Satan was lumped in with evil because he's a fallen angel. He used to be the right hand of God. But all of a sudden he's evil because he
Allegedly.
has not...
All of these are stories.
Right,
We can't
because
confirm.
there was an opposition
Sure.
of some sort. But for me, the reason I gravitate toward it is because I don't like the oppression that goes on in a lot of religious institutions. And the one that I had familiarity with growing up was
Catholicism?
my grandfather was Catholic, went to school with a lot of Christian kids that had just horrible views about gay, trans, different lifestyles, and I hated it.
So this is your fuck you
This is my fuck you to that.
to religion.
Yeah, and also it's just challenging people's, like, why would you allow a symbol to have dominion over you as a person? It's a symbol. That's what these jackets are about. Challenge authority.
These two pieces that we just saw,
So
right?
this is Brianna and this is Pamela.
Brianna and Pamela, two beautiful young black women.
Yes, yeah.
Now, historically, specifically in this country, black women have been, hypersexualized,
Yeah.
whether it's the slaves.
Fetishized.
So do you feel like your collection or you're helping to maybe refute this, degrading images of black women?
I mean, I don't want to say that it's specific to black women, although I do like to be all-inclusive of every race. I think women in general need to take back the sexuality, their sexuality, because there's this idea that, if you're provocative, you're asking for it, or you're asking to be treated a certain way, or if she's wearing a low-cut top, obviously she wants me to comment on her tits. No,
Which I'm guilty of, by the way.
That's okay. That's okay.
So I apologize.
But it's fine. But I think we need to get people out of that. A body is a body.
Yes.
It's not like this otherworldly thing that we don't have access to. We wake up every morning and we get dressed and we see ourselves naked. If we have a partner, we see them naked. If we have children, we have to dress them. So this whole there's this sexuality, and then there's nudity, there's just naturalness that I want people to embrace. And so a lot of times when I'm curating a fashion show or a photo shoot, I like to have the body seen.
TUNC, obviously, though, you still consider unisex, right? I could wear this jacket.
Yeah, you can.
It's for both men and women. It's universal. White woman, black woman, men.
It's for every. I want
however
people,
you want to design yourself.
Yeah.
How do you want women or men or whoever wears your garments to feel? How do you want them to feel?
I want them to feel powerful.
Yes.
I want them to feel powerful. I want people to feel that they have just the power to do without conforming, without being confined by traditional, antiquated, archaic societal beliefs.
For anyone who's interested in your designs, in all the pieces that we've shown, and what you're wearing, we can visit JESXDAV.com.
You can visit JESXDAV.com. Again, you can go to my Instagram, which is at JESXDAV. And then you can also follow my design Instagram, which is at TUNCXJESDAV.
Stay tuned. More Junket Jam Live coming up. Yay.
Yay.